Hello friends, welcome back to A Nurse in the Kitchen. Okay, so this is the turkey. I have taken it out of the brine. If you watched the previous video, I showed you how I did the brine and how I soaked it in there. After 24 hours or so, you take the turkey out, you get all that goodness that it was soaking in, and you throw that away. And then you just want to tie the legs of the turkey. You can just go to the store and get, something like that and just cut it up. And then all I did with the wings, I just stuck them underneath. Now, there is a fancy way. You can go on YouTube and see the fancy way, or you can wrap it all around and make it look all pretty. I have to confess, I failed that test when I was in school. I could never get the twirl to go right. So I know how to tie the leg, that's about it, okay? Because when you're going to plate your turkey, you are going to take this out anyway, right? And when you pick up your turkey, make sure you have 2 big plates, maybe 2 people, so that you don't drop the turkey. And you don't want it to be overcooked so that it's falling apart, okay? And you have this little tester here. When it pops, you can leave the turkey in there for maybe 30 minutes, but it's done. There is no rhyme or reason why we overcook meat. There's a reason why this is here. And if you have any doubt, you can get a thermometer, a food thermometer, and just stick it in the thigh and make sure that it reads 165, okay? Once you get to 165, the thermometer like this, okay? You stick it in here and then you can read the temperature, because you do want your turkey, its poultry, to be up to 165. Now, how long do you cook your turkey? The rule of thumb is 20 minutes per pound. So you need to read that label when you buy the turkey so you know how big a turkey you have, because you probably can have one that would fit, fill this pan, or one that would not. So it's up to you. This is kind of a medium size. I think it's about 16 pounds. So I'm gonna have to let this baby cook for about 4 to 5 hours. So I have my oven warming up to about 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember, I was telling you the key to having crispy skin on your turkey. First of all, when you take the turkey out, you're going to dab it dry, because this is the spot that you will want to be nice and crispy. So it should not be wet when you put it in the oven, okay? Now remember, somebody will tell you at this point, you don't need to do anything to the turkey but put it in there. Oh, I don't know. I would feel really bad about just sticking this beautiful bird in there just like that. I have to doctor it up a little bit. So, inside the cavity, you don't want to put your cooked dressing that you just made, with the cornbread or whatever. No. It will be way overcooked. You're gonna let it cook for like 4 or 5 hours? Come on. Doesn't make any sense, does it? In fact, they don't recommend that you stick anything in there, because what you're doing is that you're keeping the inside of the bird from cooking all the way through, because the heat can get to it. So don't stuff your turkey. Have your stuffing on the side. This is the way you're supposed to do it. So in here, I'm going to put like a little seasoning. I'm doing some salt and pepper and my Good Complete seasoning. You all know I'm in love with this thing. So I'm going to put that in there. And what I want to do now, some of the stuff that I took out of the brine, minus the lemon. So I cut up 1 lemon and I'm going to stick it in there. And I'm going to put some of the onions and the peppers. Well, the Scotch bonnet I'm not going to put in there. But the raw garlic, the whole garlic, why throw all that to waste? So I'm going to stick it in there, because what it's going to do, all the flavor that's coming out of these is going to infuse into the turkey breast, the breast of the turkey, right? So you can't ever have too much flavor, can you? So I'm going to stick it all in there. And I'm going to get some parsley or cilantro and put that in there as well. And I'm also gonna put some thyme. You know, I love thyme. It's just great. Smells so good. I'm gonna put that in there. You can't go wrong. So if you have some rosemary, that would pair really well with your turkey. I don't know, I forgot to get some. So I don't have it, but you go ahead and do that. Okay? So I'm gonna get some of that good old parsley. You see, all nice and raw. I'm gonna just stick it in there because all I want is to create flavor. I think they need to nickname me Miss Flavor because I talk about that all the time. My oven is ready. It's warm and ready. This turkey, from the moment I bought it, was kind of slanted. So, okay. So, let's dab it. So what I did, I made a concoction. When I'm doing roast chicken, I don't just put the chicken in there or just sprinkle the stuff in there. I make like a little buttery goodness. So I have some softened butter, and in here I have chopped parsley or cilantro. I have some chopped, really finely chopped thyme. I have some chopped garlic. I have some lemon juice, and I have some of that complete seasoning and a little bit of adobo. And I tasted it. It tastes nice. It got a nice little, it's not hot. I didn't put any of the Scotch bonnet pepper in there. So what I'm going to do using my hand, remember your hands are your best tool. I'm going to take some of that and I'm going to loosen up the skin. You've seen people do that for chicken. Why not do that for your turkey? It's just gonna create all that yummy flavor. And we're gonna put a little bit. I probably should have opened that earlier. There we go. See, it's going all the way in there. And we're going to make sure that that chicken breast is gonna be nice and tasty. There's nothing bland about this turkey breast. Let's see. Can we get in a little more? We don't want to rip the skin, that's for sure. All right, if I can get more inside, I'm going to use a brush and I'm going to brush it all on the outside of this bird. Or I can use my hand. My hand's fine. On the wings and over here. So that when this thing starts cooking, your bird is going to be so tasty. Why go boring? Why do boring when you can have flavor, you guys? I mean, I don't know how to do boring. I'm sorry. You got the gizzard down here, propping the turkey to the center. All right. Yum. That looks so good. Now, if I had time, I would let this thing sit here for a minute, but oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. So I need to get the bird in the oven. Okay. All right, now at this point, the bird is ready to go in the oven. Again, 20 minutes per pound, so you can calculate that or you can set your timer. You want to close that door. Now, the way to get that crispy skin is that for the first hour, you're gonna cook it, not broil it. You're gonna cook it in the oven for like an hour until the skin gets about nice and crispy. And once it gets to that nice and golden color, you're gonna turn the heat down. And then you're going to continue cooking it, maybe about 325. And that's what's going to do nice. You've heard that before. Nice and slow. And that's how you get the juices to just sit in there. Now, there is no need to be opening your oven door to baste it. You don't need to do any of that. Now, towards the last 30 minutes of cooking, you can then open the door and you can baste it a little bit. But you don't want to keep going in and out, because when you do that, you change the temperature inside and it's going to take longer for it to cook. So you want to leave the temperature at what it is. 500 to start with, and then down to 325 or 350. I think would be good. If it starts to get a little dark on the top, you can always put a piece of foil so it doesn't burn, right? But what you don't want to do, you don't want to cover it all the way. All right? Now, once your bird, this thing popped up, and if you stick a thermometer in it, you get 165, you can take the bird out and you have to let it rest. You've heard that before. When you have meat, whether you're cooking steak or a chicken, a roast chicken, let the thing rest for like 10-15 minutes. What it does is that all the juices that kept moving in there during cooking are gonna settle in. And once they settle in, they stay in that tissue, in the meat. So that when you cook it, the juices don't run out and your meat, your bird, is full of juiciness, okay? These are cooking principles that you need to understand. I know people from the Caribbean, including people from my family and myself before I went to school, the more we cook something, the more we feel better that it's cooked. But it's not necessary to overcook meat for it to taste good, okay? We tend to overcook vegetables, we overcook. I mean, I see people cooking all the time, and then they're gonna cook a meat and have all their vegetables in the very beginning. And at the end, no wonder everything is brown. If you want to keep the color, you put the vegetable in last, okay? So you don't need to overcook the meat. Once this is popped up, maybe 30 minutes more, no more than that. Otherwise, it's gonna get dry because it's overcooked. All right, let me just wash my hands, and this baby goes in the oven. Ooh, butter. Well, that's gonna take a lot of soap. Alright, I can't believe I'm cooking a turkey already, and Thanksgiving is like 2 weeks away. So maybe I will be cooking a turkey for Thanksgiving. But we're gonna have a little get together at work, and that's what I agreed to do. Alright guys, now towards the end, when the turkey is starting to release some juices, maybe an hour before, if you want to throw in some vegetable like Brussels sprouts, not broccoli, broccoli is very sensitive and tender, or some red potatoes or some carrots, you can do that if you wish. But this is it guys, this turkey looks nice and pretty, and it's ready to go in the oven. Alrighty, talk to you soon. Au revoir, à la prochaine. Okay guys, I told you, this is the turkey. It's done. Okay, now that's a beautiful bird. So what I want to do now, I'm going to put some foil on it, because as it's resting, I want it to get all the juices to stay in. So I'm going to foil it, and when it's cool and ready to be served, then I will take the foil off. Look at that. And it didn't even take 5 hours. It took maybe 3.5. So that's because the meat was already nice and tender. All right, guys, this is our little thermometer. It popped up, as you can tell. Okay, turkey is ready. Happy holidays. Au revoir. À la prochaine.